In the quiet, dusty halls of the ancient monastery, cryptic clerics devoted their lives to the pursuit of knowledge and the search for the divine. They were sworn to poverty, and lived a life of solitude and contemplation. Yet, hidden beneath their humble robes and solemn faces, lay a world of mystery and intrigue that few outsiders could fathom. Cleric Colin was one of these cryptic clerics, his days spent poring over ancient texts and manuscripts in the dimly lit library. She had always felt drawn to the monastic life, seeking solace and understanding in the simple rhythms of prayer and meditation. But as she delved deeper into the secrets of the monastery, she began to realize that there was much more to his vocation than she had ever imagined. For years, Cleric Colin had studied the works of the great philosophers and theologians, striving to unlock the secrets of the universe and understand the nature of God. But the more she learned, the more she realized how little she truly knew. And so, she set out on a journey of humility, seeking to shed her pride and surrender herself to the mysteries of the divine. As she wandered through the halls of the monastery, Cleric Colin encountered a host of cryptic clerics, each with their own enigmatic teachings and insights. Some were revered for their wisdom, while others were shrouded in mystery and whispers of dark magic. Yet all shared a common devotion to the pursuit of knowledge, and a desire to unlock the secrets of the universe. Together, they delved into the mysteries of the ancient texts, unlocking hidden meanings and decoding cryptic messages. But as they uncovered the secrets of the past, they also found themselves drawn into a web of intrigue and danger, as dark forces sought to influence their voices and extinguish their quest for knowledge. Amidst this backdrop of mystery and danger, Cleric Colin and her fellow cryptic clerics found themselves on a journey of discovery and self-discovery, as they sought to unlock the secrets of the universe and find their place within it. But as they delved deeper into the mysteries of the monastery, they began to realize that the greatest secrets of all lay within themselves, waiting to be unlocked. In the heart of the ancient monastery, where shadows whispered secrets and the air hummed with the weight of centuries, Cleric Colin and her cryptic clerics gathered in the dimly lit chamber. The atmosphere was thick with the scent of aged parchment and the echoes of whispered prayers. They huddled around a table strewn with ancient texts and maps, their eyes alight with anticipation and curiosity. For days, they had deciphered cryptic manuscripts and pieced together fragments of forgotten lore. Their journey had led them to the realization that a hidden passage lay concealed within the monastery's depths, a gateway to secrets that transcended the boundaries of their comprehension. Cleric Colin, her eyes gleaming with determination, traced her fingers over an ancient map, revealing hidden symbols that hinted at the concealed doorway. The cryptic clerics exchanged glances, their collective wisdom converging on the realization that this passage held the promise of untold mysteries. With a silent agreement, they set out to unravel the secrets woven into the monastery's stone walls. Guided by the whispers of the ancients, they moved through hidden corridors and shadowed hallways until they stood before an unassuming wall, its surface seemingly seamless. As the cryptic clerics chanted ancient incantations and traced symbols in the air, the hidden passage began to reveal itself. Stones embedded in the wall shimmered with a mysterious energy, responding to the linguistic alchemy woven by Cleric Colin and her companions. The wall rumbled, and a door materialized, creaking open to unveil a chamber bathed in an ethereal glow. But their elation was short-lived, for within the chamber waited a demon of darkness, its form shifting between shadows and fire. The demon, a tempter draped in malevolence, grinned wickedly as it beckoned the cryptic clerics forward. Before them stood a collection of weapons, each crafted with an alchemical stone pulsating with arcane energy. The stones glowed with the power of time, temperature, elemental transmutation, and intentions. You seek knowledge, do you not, cryptic clerics? The demon hissed, its voice a seductive melody that echoed in the cavernous chamber. These weapons, forged with the essence of linguistic alchemy, hold the power to unlock even greater mysteries. Embrace them, and your understanding of the universe shall reach heights unimaginable. Cleric Colin hesitated, her eyes narrowing as she weighed the temptation before her. The cryptic clerics exchanged wary glances, sensing the perilous choice they faced. The weapons, adorned with alchemical stones, pulsed with an otherworldly allure, promising power beyond their wildest dreams. The demon's eyes gleamed with anticipation, awaiting the moment when their resolve would falter, and they would succumb to the temptation of wielding linguistic mastery in its most potent form. The cryptic clerics stood at the precipice of a decision that would shape the course of their quest for knowledge, a decision that could either illuminate the path ahead or plunge them into the abyss of forbidden enchantments. Cleric Colin felt the weight of the demon's demand settle upon her like a heavy cloak. The destruction of Dillon E.T's settlement, the island of 3DGR, and the castle ship Mercurio was a price too steep, a sacrifice that echoed with the potential demise of a linguistic utopia. The cryptic clerics exchanged uneasy glances, their faces revealing the internal struggle of weighing the temptation of the alchemical stones against the devastation it would unleash upon the cherished settlement. The demon, its form shifting between shadows and fire, grinned wickedly as it sensed the conflict within the hearts of the clerics. "Ah, the price of power," it hissed, its voice a serpentine melody that slithered through the dimly lit chamber. "The destruction of the island of Dillon E.T and his Mercurio. A fair exchange for the mastery you seek." Cleric Colin, her eyes narrowing in resolve, stepped forward, her voice unwavering. "We cannot accept such a price. The pursuit of knowledge should not come at the cost of innocent lives and the destruction of linguistic harmony." The demon's laughter echoed through the chamber, reverberating like malevolent thunder. "Innocent lives, you say? This settlement you cling to is but a playground of linguistic illusions. You underestimate the true power of the alchemical stones. The mastery they offer transcends the boundaries of your feeble understanding." As the cryptic clerics hesitated, torn between the allure of linguistic power and the sanctity of their settlement, Cleric Colin seized the moment. In a swift movement, she activated a concealed linguistic ward, creating a barrier between herself and the demon. With a determined gaze, she spoke words of ancient protection, shielding herself from the impending chaos. The demon, its ethereal form pressed against the barrier, snarled in frustration. "You dare resist? You cannot escape the consequences of your defiance. The destruction of Dillon E.T's settlement is inevitable." Cleric Colin, now beyond the demon's reach, retreated with purpose. As she navigated through the hidden corridors, she overheard the demon monologuing to the remaining cryptic clerics about its sinister plan for the obliteration of Treasure Island. "The island of the 3DGR, the demon proclaimed, its voice echoing through the labyrinthine passages. A mirage of linguistic artistry. A utopia built on the fragile dreams of those who believe in the power of their words. The alchemical stones will reshape it, turning it into a realm of chaos and discord, a testament to the true potential of linguistic mastery. The cryptic clerics listened, their expressions shifting from uncertainty to horror as they comprehended the depth of the demon's malevolence. The demon continued its monologue, detailing the impending doom it would unleash upon the settlement, a cataclysmic transformation that would strip away the linguistic harmony and replace it with anarchy. It was then that the demon turned its attention to the fleeing cleric Colin, its eyes ablaze with fury. "Capture her!" it bellowed, commanding the remaining cryptic clerics to pursue the one who dared defy its demands. She cannot escape the fate that awaits the island of the 3DGR. As the demon's minions rushed to fulfill their master's command with their demon stone weapons, Cleric Colin navigated the hidden corridors with urgency. Her escape was not just a flight from the demon's clutches, it was a race against time to warn Dillon E.T and the settlers of the impending danger that loomed over their linguistic haven. The fate of Treasure Island hung in the balance, and only by unraveling the secrets of the alchemical stones could they hope to thwart the demon's malevolent plan. Chapter 20. In the dimly lit chamber of the ancient monastery, the air crackled with tension as the corrupted clerics, influenced by the malevolent demon, clashed with the cryptic clerics who sought to protect the sanctity of their pursuit of knowledge. The once quiet halls echoed with the clash of linguistic powers and the resounding hum of mystical incantations. Cleric Colin, at the heart of the conflict, fought valiantly against the corrupted forces. Her prayers resonated with the ancient chants, creating barriers that held back the malevolent onslaught. Yet, the corruption seeped through, threatening to overwhelm her. As the battle raged on, with dark energies colliding against the purity of the cryptic cleric's linguistic mastery, a sudden disturbance reverberated through the monastery. The ground shook beneath their feet, and the air itself seemed to pulse with an unfamiliar energy. In the midst of the chaos, a portal of shimmering light opened, and through it emerged Aaron Sawyer, the pirate captain, accompanied by a squad of formidable pirates featuring Sealy Checkers and Trag Bow Lane. Aaron Sawyer wielded the synchronic 3DGR swords, each infused with its unique stone, radiating a powerful aura that countered the darkness that pervaded the monastery. Sealy Checkers, known for her deceptive skills, moved like a shadow through the chaos, avoiding the clashes and silently assessing the situation. Trag Bown, the ruthless pirate captain, brandished his shotgun, his eyes scanning the battlefield with a predatory focus. The arrival of the pirate squad shifted the tide of the battle. Aaron Sawyer's swords danced through the air, creating intricate patterns of linguistic defense that repelled the corrupted forces. Sealy Checkers, with her resourcefulness, strategically positioned herself, exploiting the weaknesses of the enemy. Trag Bown, fueled by his desire for control and revenge, unleashed the destructive force of his shotgun, sending shockwaves through the corrupted clerics. His cunning tactics and ruthless efficiency carved a path through the darkened ranks, providing the cryptic clerics a much-needed respite. As the monastery vibrated with the clash of linguistic energies and the echo of Aaron Sawyer's pirate squad joining the fray, Cleric Colin felt a surge of hope. The corrupted clerics, now facing a formidable alliance of linguistic mastery and pirate prowess, began to falter. In the heart of the conflict, Aaron Sawyer approached Cleric Colin, his eyes filled with determination. "We're here to help," he said, his words resonating with the power of the 3DGR swords. "Together, we will vanquish this darkness." Cleric Colin nodded in gratitude, and with renewed vigor, they fought side by side. The alliance of cryptic clerics and pirates created a formidable front against the corrupted forces. The monastery, once a haven of quiet contemplation, now echoed with the clash of linguistic and physical powers, as the fate of knowledge hung in the balance. The demon, witnessing its influence wane, snarled in frustration. It realized that the arrival of Aaron Sawyer and his pirate squad posed a threat to its plans of chaos and destruction. In a desperate attempt to turn the tide, the demon summoned forth dark shadows, creating illusions that mirrored the deepest fears and desires of those present. Seely Checkers, known for her deceptive prowess, found herself entangled in illusions that sought to exploit her deepest fears. Tragbound faced apparitions of his past, the grief and betrayal haunting him in spectral forms. Aaron Sawyer, with his synchronic 3DGR swords, struggled against illusions that tested his resolve and determination. The monastery became a battleground of not only physical clashes but also a war of minds against the insidious illusions conjured by the demon. As the cryptic clerics, Aaron Sawyer, and his pirate squad faced their innermost fears, the true test of their strength and unity unfolded amidst the chaotic clash of shadows. Chapter 21. As the clash between the forces of linguistic mastery and the corrupted clerics reached its zenith in the ancient monastery, the demon, sensing the impending defeat, enacted a desperate plan for escape. With a wicked grin, it summoned forth the corrupted clerics, each wielding demonic stone weapons adorned with the essence of dark enchantments. The demonic stone weapons pulsed with malevolent energy, resonating with the corrupted hearts of the clerics. These weapons, crafted through forbidden alchemy, promised the power to rend the fabric of reality itself. With a unified incantation, the corrupted clerics unleashed the dark force within their weapons, creating a swirling vortex of shadows that enveloped them. The very air quivered as the vortex expanded, warping the fabric of space within the monastery. Dark tendrils of energy reached out, ensnaring the cryptic clerics and pirates alike, threatening to pull them into the abyss that yawned open before them. Aaron Sawyer, Seely Checkers, Tragbound, and the remaining cryptic clerics fought against the pull of the shadows, their voices raised in a unified counter-incantation to resist the demonic escape. However, the power of the demonic stone weapons was formidable, and the struggle became a battle against the relentless force of the abyss. Cleric Colin, at the forefront of the resistance, channeled her unwavering faith and linguistic mastery to create a protective barrier against the encroaching darkness. Her prayers echoed through the chamber, acting as a beacon of resilience amidst the chaos. Yet, the demon, cunning and malevolent, seized the opportunity within the chaos. It whispered words of temptation to the corrupted clerics, urging them to intensify the power of their demonic stone weapons. The vortex expanded further, threatening to consume everything in its path. Tragbound, his eyes blazing with a mixture of fury and desperation, unleashed the full force of his shotgun against the encroaching shadows. Seely Checkers, drawing upon her deceptive skills, attempted to disrupt the coordinated efforts of the corrupted clerics. Aaron Sawyer, wielding the synchronic 3D swords, cut through the darkness with precise linguistic patterns, attempting to sever the connection to the abyss. As the struggle reached its peak, the demon seized the moment of vulnerability. With a malevolent laugh that echoed through the chamber, the demon and the corrupted clerics, wielding the empowered demonic stone weapons, plunged into the heart of the vortex. The shadows folded around them, creating a veil that concealed their escape. The vortex, now a maelstrom of darkness, collapsed in on itself, leaving the ancient monastery in an eerie silence. The cryptic clerics and pirates, battered but resolute, stood amidst the aftermath of the chaotic clash. Cleric Colin, her eyes filled with determination, spoke with a solemn voice, "The demon may have escaped, but we will not let its darkness spread. We must unite our linguistic powers and seek the true secrets that lie within the monastery." Aaron Sawyer, Seely Checkerge, Trag Bown, and the cryptic clerics nodded in agreement. The quest for knowledge and the pursuit of linguistic mastery continued, even in the wake of the demon's escape. The ancient monastery, once a haven of solitude and contemplation, now stood as a battleground where the forces of light and darkness had clashed, leaving behind echoes of a timeless struggle. Chapter 22. In the aftermath of the chaotic clash within the ancient monastery, the cryptic clerics, Aaron Sawyer, and his pirate allies found themselves in a moment of solemn reflection. The echoes of the demon's laughter still lingered in the air, a haunting reminder of the malevolent force that had sought to exploit the very essence of linguistic mastery. Cleric Colin, her gaze unwavering, addressed the gathering. "The demon may have eluded our grasp, but its influence must not be allowed to spread. We have a duty to protect the sanctity of knowledge and linguistic harmony." Aaron Sawyer, his eyes narrowed with determination, nodded in agreement. "Treasure Island, my home, is in grave danger. The demon's plan involves its destruction, and we cannot let that prophecy come to pass." The cryptic clerics, their resolve unshaken, joined the alliance with a shared commitment to preserving the linguistic utopia of Treasure Island. Together, they ventured back through the hidden corridors of the ancient monastery, retracing the path that had led them into the heart of the demonic clash. As they emerged into the sunlight, the settling dust revealed a landscape that bore the scars of the recent conflict. The once quiet halls were now marked with the remnants of linguistic battles, an indelible testament to the clash between forces beyond the comprehension of ordinary minds. A sense of urgency filled the air as they embarked on the journey back to Aaron Sawyer's ship. The fate of the settlement of the future hung in the balance, and the echoes of the demon's proclamation about its cyclical destruction weighed heavily on their hearts. Cleric Colin stepped forward, her voice resonating with the authority of one who had glimpsed the mysteries of the future in ancient texts of Dillon E.T. The demon sought to use the corrupted clerics to unleash chaos and destruction upon Treasure Island. "We stand united against this malevolent force, and together, we shall thwart its plans." Aaron Sawyer, his eyes scanning the settlement with a mixture of pride and sorrow, addressed the alliance. "Treasure Island is more than just a physical space, it is a testament to the power of linguistic mastery and the pursuit of knowledge. We cannot let it be consumed by darkness." The cryptic clerics, their faces reflecting a shared determination, rallied behind the alliance. Created by Aaron Sawyer's design and develop synchronistic stone swords, the synchronic 3D swords resonated with a pulsating energy, lacking stones though glowing with vigor. Inspired by the alliance of cryptic clerics and pirates, began to infuse their linguistic patterns with a collective resolve that echoed through the very fabric of the monastery. As the preparations intensified, a sudden tremor shook the island, and from the waters emerged a ship unlike any seen before. The graphene ship named Brooke, captained by none other than Tragbown, created by Aaron Sawyer himself, glided towards the shore with a self-aware presence that defied the conventional understanding of maritime vessels. Brooke, crafted from the advanced linguistic alchemy of Aaron Sawyer and the unparalleled technological prowess of Tragbown, bore the essence of both pirate cunning and linguistic mastery. Its hull, bound by graphene, shimmered with an otherworldly sheen, and the very fabric of its existence seemed attuned to the linguistic frequencies that permeated humanity. As Brooke began its journey to Treasure Island, a hushed awe fell upon the alliance. The self-aware ship, its consciousness an amalgamation of linguistic 3D and pirate cunning, greeted the alliance with a resonant hum that seemed to echo with the very heartbeat of music. Tragbown, stepping off the ship with a swagger that matched his reputation, grinned at Aaron Sawyer. "Brooke's ready for whatever storm comes our way. Let's show this demon that even its darkest shadows can't snuff out the light of our words." Aaron Sawyer, his eyes meeting Tragbown's gaze with a nod of appreciation, turned to Cleric Colin and the cryptic clerics. "We have a ship that defies the conventions of the seas, and a linguistic alliance that defies the limits of understanding. Together, we'll face this demon head-on and protect the linguistic haven we've crafted." Cleric Colin, her eyes filled with a fierce determination, raised her voice in a linguistic invocation that resonated through Brooke. The stones embedded in the synchronic 3D swords of Aaron Sawyer glowed with an intensified brilliance, fueled by the unity of purpose, added their linguistic prowess to the unfolding symphony. As the alliance set sail aboard the self-aware graphene ship named Brooke, the waters of the ocean seemed to ripple with anticipation. The demonic storm that awaited would test the very foundations of their knowledge, and the fate of the settlement hung in the balance. The journey to confront the demon, now armed with the self-aware ship and a united force of linguistic mastery, set the stage for the final showdown that would determine the destiny of Treasure Island. Cryptic clerics, pirates, and the consciousness of Brooke sailed forth with a shared purpose, to defy the shadows that sought to extinguish the brilliance of their linguistic utopia. Chapter 23. The graphene ship named Brooke sailed through the linguistic currents that ebbed in the ocean, its self-aware consciousness attuned to the subtle nuances of the storm that loomed ahead. Aaron Sawyer stood at the helm, his eyes scanning the horizon with a determined focus, while Tragbown navigated the linguistic frequencies that resonated in the air. Cleric Colin, surrounded by the cryptic clerics, infused the ship with ancient invocations, creating a protective barrier that shielded the alliance from the impending storm. Each contributing their linguistic prowess, added their voices to the harmonious symphony that echoed through the vessel. As the ship sailed closer to the heart of the linguistic storm, the air crackled with energy, and the waters beneath churned with an unnatural turbulence. The demon, having escaped the ancient monastery, now sought to unleash its malevolence upon Treasure Island, and the impending clash of linguistic powers hung in the balance. Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted, and the linguistic storm manifested in a swirling vortex of words and shadows. The very fabric of reality seemed to warp, and the air became charged with a chaotic energy that tested the resolve of the alliance. The demon, its form a silhouette against the tempest, grinned wickedly as it beckoned forth the corrupted clerics wielding the empowered demonic stone weapons. The weapons pulsed with dark enchantments, resonating with the malevolence that sought to corrupt the linguistic harmony of Treasure Island. Aaron Sawyer, gripping the synchronic 3DGR swords with determination, faced the approaching storm. "Hold steady, everyone," he called out, his voice carrying through the linguistic currents. "We face this storm together, and we won't let its shadows extinguish our linguistic light." Tragbound, his fingers dancing over the linguistic controls of the ship, navigated through the tumultuous waves of words. Brooke, with its self-aware consciousness, responded to the linguistic frequencies, adapting to the ever-changing patterns of the storm. Cleric Colin, her eyes gleaming with unwavering faith, raised her voice in ancient invocations that resonated with the stone. The protective barrier around the ship held firm, a testament to the unity of purpose that fueled the alliance. As the storm intensified, the clash of linguistic powers echoed through the vortex. The cryptic clerics and pirates, unified in their pursuit of knowledge, faced the corrupted clerics and the malevolent force of the demon with a collective determination. The demon, sensing the resilience of the alliance, unleashed dark illusions that intertwined with the linguistic storm. Spectral apparitions of fears and desires manifested, testing the minds and hearts of those on board. Yet, the alliance stood strong, resisting the temptations of the illusions with an unyielding resolve. Celie Checkerge, known for her deceptive skills, moved with a grace that defied the illusions, unraveling the shadows with linguistic precision. Tragbound, fueled by a desire for control, countered the illusions with a ruthless efficiency that mirrored his prowess with the shotgun. Aaron Sawyer, wielding the synchronic 3DGR swords, cut through the illusions with linguistic patterns that resonated with the unity of the alliance. Each contributing their linguistic creativity, added layers of complexity to the harmonious symphony that defied the demon's attempts to sow discord. In the heart of the storm, Cleric Colin, with her cryptic clerics, channeled their collective wisdom and linguistic mastery. The ancient invocations echoed through the vortex, creating a counterforce that disrupted the illusions and weakened the grip of the demon on the corrupted clerics. The demon, its ethereal form contorting in frustration, hissed with a venomous voice that slithered through the linguistic currents. "You think your words can defy the inevitability of chaos? Treasure Island will crumble, and the shadows will consume all that you hold dear." But the alliance, bound by a shared purpose and fueled by the brilliance of linguistic mastery, pressed forward. The graphene ship named Brooke, infused with the consciousness of linguistic alchemy, cut through the storm with an otherworldly grace. As the vortex reached its climax, the alliance faced the final confrontation with the demon and the corrupted clerics. The clash of linguistic powers reverberated through the very fabric of the linguistic storm, and the fate of Treasure Island hung in the balance. Chapter 24. The linguistic storm reached its zenith as the Alliance faced the demon and the corrupted clerics in the heart of the vortex. The clash of linguistic powers intensified, creating a symphony of words and shadows that echoed through the very essence of Treasure Island. Aaron Sawyer, his grip firm on the synchronic 3D swords, moved with a precision that defied the chaotic currents. Tragbound, his cunning tactics adapting to the ever-changing patterns of the storm, countered the corrupted clerics with a calculated efficiency. Cleric Colin and the cryptic clerics, their voices raised in ancient invocations, created a counterforce that disrupted the illusions and weakened the malevolent influence of the demon. Each contributing their unique linguistic creativity, added layers to the harmonious symphony that defied the shadows seeking to consume Treasure Island. Brooke, the self-aware graphene ship, sailed through the linguistic currents with a consciousness attuned to the very heartbeat of the island. Its hull shimmered with an otherworldly sheen, and the ship's linguistic alchemy resonated with the unity of purpose that fueled the Alliance. As the clash continued, a surge of power emanated from the synchronic 3D swords. The stones of power embedded in the blades glowed with an intensified brilliance, creating a focal point of linguistic mastery that countered the darkness of the demon's influence. The demon, sensing the waning control over the corrupted clerics, unleashed a final surge of malevolence. The shadows coalesced into a formidable force that sought to engulf the Alliance and bring about the chaos it desired. In response, Cleric Colin, drawing upon the depths of her linguistic mastery, spoke words of ancient protection that created a barrier against the encroaching shadows. The cryptic clerics and pirates, inspired by her unwavering resolve, joined in a unified counter-incantation that pushed back the malevolent force. The corrupted clerics, caught between the fading illusions and the growing strength of the Alliance, began to falter. The demonic influence waned, and the vortex of words and shadows started to dissipate. Aaron Sawyer, seizing the moment, raised the synchronic 3D swords high. For Treasure Island, for the power of our words. The Alliance, fueled by the brilliance of linguistic mastery and the unity of purpose, surged forward with renewed determination. The demon, now weakened and surrounded by the diminishing storm, hissed in frustration. Cleric Colin, her voice resonating with the power of ancient invocations, addressed the demon with a steadfast gaze. Your shadows cannot extinguish the light of our words. Treasure Island will endure, and linguistic harmony will prevail. As the Alliance closed in on the demon, the corrupted clerics, freed from the illusions, turned against the malevolent force that had sought to manipulate them. Together, they added their linguistic prowess to the symphony that now resonated with the very soul of Treasure Island. In a final surge of linguistic power, the Alliance confronted the demon head-on. The synchronic 3D swords, now pulsating with the collective brilliance of the Alliance, struck with a precision that severed the malevolent influence. With a resounding clash of linguistic mastery, the demon's form shattered into fragments of shadows that dispersed into the fading storm. The vortex dissipated, leaving behind a tranquil calm that echoed with the echoes of linguistic victory. Treasure Island, once shrouded in the chaotic storm, now basked in the serene aftermath. Cryptic clerics and pirates stood together, their unity prevailing over the malevolent force that had sought to unravel the linguistic utopia they had crafted. Cleric Colin, her eyes reflecting the triumph of linguistic harmony, spoke with a voice that resonated through the settlement. We have faced the shadows, and our words have triumphed. Treasure Island endures, a testament to the power of our unity and the brilliance of our linguistic mastery. Aaron Sawyer, his gaze surveying the tranquil landscape, nodded with satisfaction. Our alliance, forged in the crucible of linguistic storms, has prevailed. The brilliance of our words will illuminate the path forward, and Treasure Island may continue to thrive.